Returning now to our top story, a man in Ontario is charged with attempting to sell classified Canadian information to China. David Hyde is an independent security consultant and joins us now in studio. Mr. Hyde, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem, Scott.
On the surface, what jumps out at you about this case and these allegations?
Well, I think that it's interesting because we've seen a number of these cases recently where there's been some embarrassing failures in terms of national security. We saw the Jeffrey Delisle case where this Navy employee seemed to quite easily get hold of secrets to sell to the Russians. We've had Edward Snowden with the NSA leaks, and even the Navy stockyard shooting last year in the US was a contractor that doesn't appear to have been screened properly. So I think what this case tells me is that this screening and the oversight of contractors and staff in these critical employment areas has increased, and that very likely is what's behind this in terms of finding this individual who was about to leak secrets, apparently.
I'm glad you mentioned the Delisle case. In that case, it seemed like he was followed for tracked for quite some time. In this case, it was about 2 days.
Yeah, it's quite unusual, and in fact, the Irving Group, the CEO there, has come out with a statement, and he wasn't even aware of this, and was a little bit surprised, I believe, to have this happen so quickly. I think that this just shows these cases can move very quickly. I would imagine that you would think that there's some exigency here, that either some secrets were about to be taken or possibly were about to be exchanged, and there was some concern on the part of the authorities that they had to move quite quickly.
Do you think that would include him being seen walking into the Chinese embassy?
I mean, this is very possible. I mean, right now they've really released not that much information. We don't really know too much about exactly what information they have. And again, though, usually, like in the Delisle case, it was a number of months that the investigation was going on. And of course, they had lots of time there to see if other people were involved. My concern here, this has moved so quickly, and considering that this individual we're hearing from through Irving, is that this individual did not have clearance. Quite possibly, and didn't have access to information directly. I think it poses some questions in terms of how, what was the exigency here? Why did we need to make the arrest so quickly?
It seems like Canada has this intense specialty in this shipbuilding area. Why do you think the RCMP, or do you think that's the reason why the RCMP moved this quickly? Yeah,
I mean, we've got a very advanced program. The procurement strategy is about a $30 to $40 billion program. Canada's national security is at stake. And there's also intelligence here from other countries as well, the advanced technology that's being deployed. So I have no doubt at all that this is being viewed very, very sensitively. All the information that people have access to in these environments, it's called critical infrastructure, has got classifications. And so my view is that this individual somehow got their hands on classified information that was quite high level, and the authorities wanted to swoop in real quick to make sure that they couldn't expose that information to other entities.
Some very serious allegations. David Hyde, independent security consultant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Scott.